Hello, Void. How you doing? 50 or so, back at it again, and hey, 2 days in a row. Hopefully I can keep up that momentum and burn through my list of backlog, because, yeah, I know it's hard to read here, but this was my entire backlog before. I've gotten mostly down to here, but then it got a whole nother column, and then a bunch of notes here on the top, and then I've already started another page. So I've got a lot in the back. So hopefully I can keep on this, at least doing at least one a day. Want to do more. See what we can do. And last night I got two in. Good for me. I was going to do a third. I was about to do a third. But you may have noticed, if you watched my last two videos, that there was a beeping noise in the background. I don't know if my microphone picked it up. I don't know how good my setup is. But a fire alarm was going off. So I had to spend some time making sure my building wasn't burning down. And that took a little bit of time. So unfortunately I didn't get to this review. Well, so let's make up for some lost time. I say as I already burn an extra minute here. But Paranormal Activity. So, I recently upgraded. I had the 3 or 4 of the Paranormal Activity films on DVD, but in order to conserve space, slimmed them down into one. So I've got all 6. I think another one just came out, if I remember correctly. But anyway, got this one, so I thought, okay, because I just ordered it, let's start rewatching it. And yeah, I know I'm in the middle of like a million other series at this point. Child's Play, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, I can still have the remake for that one, so I'm not completely done there. I think I got Insidious. I did like one movie out of, so I've got a lot of things that I've partway through. But here we go. So, Paranormal Activity. Now, this one I did see originally in the theaters way back. When? One second. No, there it is. There it goes. So, Paranormal Activity. 2007 this one came out of. Does not feel that long ago to me, but, well. And I saw it in theaters when there was that big uproar about it. And I will say, yeah, it got up to me. The exercise in minimalism that Paranormal Activity did really creep me out the first time. Now I've seen it several times and it doesn't really get to me much anymore, but overall, there's some effectiveness here. I know a lot of people don't. This one's kind of polarizing. A lot of people really get into it, and a lot of people really aren't as big on it just because of how little is actually shown. But for me, this one works pretty well for it. So yeah, okay. The most you usually see is like a door moving or some sheets rustling. But if you watch it as alone in the dark at night, it can be effective. Now, so, plot on this one. Well, after some, then Mika is setting up a bunch of cameras amongst his homes to try to capture some, paranormal activity after learning that his girlfriend Katie has been, experiencing some things pretty much all of her life, and they've just recently started manifesting again. So, he wants to see about capturing it and documenting it. And, the more he does, the more it starts acting up, and, it escalates. So, the natural feeling interactions between these two really are what kind of sell this, even though Mika is... You do want to smack the guy plenty of times because he is kind of a dick. And he is definitely antagonizing this spirit, or demon, as you find out later. And by increasingly inviting it in, he just keeps making matters worse. So, you do want to shake the guy plenty of times throughout this movie, but he's doing it in a very believable way as someone who just doesn't understand what he's messing with, while Katie is naturally more and more freaked out. the performances, it's pretty much a two-character show, and they really do sell it very well. Now, I have really enjoyed most of the Paranormal Activity series. I haven't seen all of it, but I do recall enjoying most of them, and I have already rewatched a couple now, so I will have reviews of those forthcoming. In fact, actually, I think the next one is actually Paranormal Activity 2, so I'll be touching on that one shortly. But this is a very simple film. It has a very simple formula of essentially just having them interacting throughout the day, and then having the camera footage over the night, and then them reacting to whatever was found out. So it is definitely kind of a slower moving film, but I do like the slow escalation and build up, and I do feel like the payoffs in this one work very well. Just because of how it is doing the found footage, it does feel natural. This is one of the better done found footage movies. I've seen found footage movies where they try to do a flashback in the middle. So there are some very badly done found footage movies. This one actually, they do take a lot of care and consideration to why something is being filmed and the reasons for cameras being in certain places. Each of these seems to have its own gimmick along the way, but overall, I did really like this one. For me, the OG Paranormal Activity is a good 7 MacGuffins. It's effective. I liked it. And I do recommend it. If you haven't seen it, it's worth checking out. Just don't be prepared for a lot of actual ghosts jumping out at the camera. There's a jump scare here or there, sure. But it's a minimalist film. The entire series is very minimalism. And I think that works to its credit. Well, all on this one. 7 MacGuffins as before. Worth checking out. I mean, most people have heard of or seen Paranormal Activity at this point, but if you've been sleeping on it, it's worth a look. See you later, Void, and be back in a couple minutes.